Okay, and we do be. Can you guys even hear the music right now? Hang on, this song's so very quiet. Let me just. Is this one? There we go. That one's a little bit louder. You can actually hear that one. I was looking down at the audio. I was like, I don't think that this is picking up for you guys, like at all right now. So I just needed to switch over and double check that. All right, so that's looking good over on the YouTube side. Hang on, let me go. The screens are set in such a bad. I need. Hang on. Pulling up the Twitch. Is everything's good over here? Let's go. Okay, we are good. All right, let me just get everything situated so then we can hop on into things when it's time for that. Hang on, I also need some water. Oh my gosh, YouTube says that we have excellent connection. That is the first time since I started back streaming where it said that we've had excellent connection on YouTube. Oh my gosh, look at that. I can't wait for it to go downhill. It's only going to get worse from here, and I'm so ready for it. Considering every other time that we do these streams, it's just giving me warnings that YouTube is unstable and not okay and struggling aggressively. So, but yeah, no, we're looking good. This is the best we've done. But yeah, no. Hi, Caprice. That's all that this stream's going to be about, is just saying hi, Caprice. Hello, Reaper. How's it going? We got a lot of hellos going on around here right now. So, how's it going? How's everyone's night? I got myself tangled. Hang on, I got myself tangled in cords. There we go. Wait, hang on. All right, we're good now. We're good. I stuck my arm through and realized that for some reason my entire headphones just decided to wrap around my arm. I don't know why I was like that. But yeah, no, the plans for tonight is to get on into the Caprice route, and I just want to do a quick little reminder. I know we talked about it a little bit in the stream yesterday, but tomorrow on Leary's channel, we are going to be going live to react to a special super secret video, and then we're going to be playing a demo all together. It's going to be me, Mario Aurelia, and Leary, so that's going to be a fun time. Just want to throw out a quick little reminder for that. Oh, water's so good. Water's so great. But yeah, that's what's going to be going on tomorrow. It's going to be at almost exact. Well, no, never mind. I forgot that this is not yesterday. It's basically 12 hours and 50 minutes earlier than our usual time. It's starting at 8 a.m. MDT, if anyone is curious and wants to show up for that. Because oh, hey, look at that. The YouTube, it's struggling. It's falling behind. Let's go. It only took... I don't know, I checked a watch. I'm not wearing my watch, and I have a timer on my computer. It only took 2 minutes, but the YouTube is struggling. Woo, let's go. That's a better record than usual. Usually it starts off that way. But, you know, I was proud of it for, you know, I was proud of it for starting off at a better time. It'll be 7 a.m. my time, which I don't mind. That's good. I'm glad that you don't mind, because, it's not like, listen, I used to be really good at waking up in the morning. I'm not so much anymore. I'm having someone wake me up so I can actually make it there. So I can actually be a part of it, just because it was a time that worked really well with everyone. I was like, I can theoretically make it as long as I have assistance. But I'm glad that you're able to wake up for that. I wake up at 5 every day at will. Listen, when I was at peak health, when I was perfect diet, working out a lot, going to bed at a great time every night, I would wake up at 6:30 to 7:30 depending on how my body felt at the time. I can't imagine waking up at 5. Your days are so long then. That's the nice part. Do you do it on to go to school? Is that when your classes start, or is it just because you just want to get a lot out of the day? Is that why you do it? Because otherwise I'm whenever people are listen, here's how I'm the most productive I can be. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and then I don't go to bed till 12, and it's oh no, brother, I'm good. Ew. I used to wake up at 4 back in 2019. Why? You said it's at will, so you're doing it by choice. And that is an insane thing to do by choice. Granted, obviously there could be a very valid reason for it. I'm just concerned as to what that reason would be outside of possibly school. Oh my gosh, there are some people, it's a runner that my parents told me about. I'm blanking on his name. He's a big guy. Not a big guy, but he's a popular dude, famous for running and being a coach and doing training videos and stuff like that. I think his last name's Rivers or something. He would wake up and then run like a full half marathon to and from school every day. So I think he'd also wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning just so he could, you know, run the 2 hours to school before everything starts. School is the other side of the city. Had to wake up at that hour to shower, eat breakfast, and take two buses. Oh, I'm so sorry, but that's so fair. That's so fair. That's rough. Thankfully, I've always lived like right near my schools. Like the furthest I've ever had to go is like 10 minutes. Like when I was in elementary, it was like literally like a 5-minute walk to and from my house into school. So it was always really nice. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. But I guess that like kind of just conditioned your body to like be okay waking up at that time. But that's still crazy. That's still a lot to do. So I'm proud that you were able to do that, because I don't think I could. Listen, when I was back in school, the only part of the day I really struggled with was getting out of bed and going to sleep, which kind of led into each other. Listen, if I didn't have parents who were willing to take me to school, I would have made it to a single day, because I missed the bus every single time because I just wouldn't wake up on time. Until I got a car. Then once I got a car, it felt so relieving to like be able to come and go on my own time. Just because I was also like in the mornings when you have to like rush to get ready for something that you don't want to go to, it's like the morning feels like such a slog. But once it's like something that you really, really want to go to, the morning it feels so easy to wake up for it. Like once someone like helps like wake you up at like, if you're like me, if it's something that you want to go to, getting up's the easiest thing to do. Dropped out after 1 semester to change majors and be closer to my house. Well, that's so fair. You got just getting a little bit closer, That's awesome. What was the first major that you were going in for? Because you're going in for psychology. Are you going in for a psychology major or just taking psychology classes? I'm not remembering the particulars of that situation for right now. But you know, I can relate to a part of that. It was architecture back then. Nice. That whenever people talk to me about architecture, I'm like, dang, so you're a good artist then, because you can't be like an architect without actually being able to like draw and everything like that, because you need to be able to like actually display your stuff. So that's really cool. Hang on, I need another drink of water. I feel so dehydrated today. I haven't drank like any water at all. Like I grabbed my cup before we started streaming. I was like, why is this empty? I haven't sipped from it since like 1 p.m. or something like that. I am so dehydrated. We're fine. Also, I'm just looking at like the jukebox screen here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the jukebox screen over on Twofold. That's where we're getting all our jams right now. And I didn't notice Haley just vibing, hanging out there. That's so awesome. That's incredible. I'm great at drawing straight lines without a ruler, at least, so I can make furniture look good, not people, lol. That's like, listen, you just gotta draw a bunch of robots then, you know? That's all you gotta do. Just do a bunch of robots. You just have a bunch of, like, just made of a bunch of squares and rectangles. That's all you gotta do. So, that's the best way to go about it. Because I can't really do either. I'm not great. You robot Yuri? Does that sound like such a bad idea? Does that not sound like a good idea? Hang on. I'm investigating. Robot Yuri. I'm sure that this is a thing. Thanks for the 6th future project idea. You're welcome. I'm so glad to have helped in this. I expect to be in the, what's it called, at the beginning of stuff, or at the end of stuff, like the appreciations or whatever, like the thanks. Hang on, I'm looking up one. But this is also, oh yeah, never mind. I'm in the right place. Hang on, looking up one. Because as soon as I said, I'm like, again, this has to be a thing. I looked up the... It's called Tonari no Robot, and half the images is just Optimus Prime and Megatron. I think that's like kind of the opposite of what I'm looking for. They're not even kissing. They're not even smooching each other. They're hiding under a table. That's weird. Anyways, sorry for that. I'm 100% putting you there at STH. You're a valuable part of the creation. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad to be there. I'm so glad to be part of the process. It's been really cool. About, yeah. I don't know why I just pulled up not that. I was trying to find it, but hey, I guess if you do it, you're gonna be very, very original, since it doesn't look like anyone else has actually like done anything that I can look up. So you know, you'll be the first one to do it. But we're also going to probably cut the kind of prelude, you know, the beating around the bush, the build up there, because water's so good. I'm going to be saying that a lot because I feel so dehydrated today. Because I'm not going to be streaming for too late. I'm not going to be streaming too late tonight, just because got to wake up again early in the morning tomorrow, and then the day after that's going to be pretty busy, just because I'm helping take care of a dog for an aunt and uncle, and then I also got to get my braces readjusted. I got to get the pads replaced in them. You know, it's time for my once a month pad replacement time. So, and that takes up a good chunk of time, and it's a far drive, so I want to be okay for that. I'm also planning to call Theo and Caps to draw Hannah once I get home. That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't tell no one. But I was also looking at Theo's commissions earlier today. Like, how much are these? And they're all so pretty. I was just looking at all that. I was like, maybe I need to cop one of these, cause Theo's art is just incredible. It's so good. So listen. If you do that, I would request to see. I would request to see it, please. But yeah, they have 2 slots open, so I think about it as soon as I saw that, and after you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. That's so perfect for us. I will 100% share. Thank you. I cannot wait to see it. Oh, I was like panicking so hard that I was like, wait, is it the X to get out of the menu, or is it the back one? I don't remember. Also, I think we have a slot open. I don't think we have a slot open. That I thought I saved right at the decision, but I guess we didn't. I guess we could just start a new game. I'm gonna move us to page 2 really quick. I guess we could just start a new game and then just hit the skip dialogue until we get to like the part where we're making new choices, and then we could just read from there. I think that'd probably be a good way to go about it. Yeah, I feel so silly now though. You know, I saved at 2 out of the 3 choices. We're almost there. You just start a new game and choose the options you haven't chosen. That's a good point. That's actually what I was thinking, especially with this one, like, what should I do? Because I think in the last one we offered to help, but so we'll go with the other one. So yeah, let's head on to the new game to do that. Hello, Olive. How's it going?
College will open new paths for you, is what my mom had always said.
I forgot I have to click there.
I took those words to heart, despite my usual cynicism. Even as my high school friends drifted away from me over the years, and the stresses of moving out and living a lone mountain, I continue to believe in them.
So true, Olive,
Then
so true.
Came today. The meeting with the advisor was never going to go well.
Also, we can't just click through this part. We've gone through this part already. I was thinking they're like, oh, it's so cozy being back at the beginning. It was like, no, we've already done this part before. We're here to skip through to get to the new choices, essentially.
Closes with it.
All right. Where? Skip. If you press tab, you just skip read text. Oh, I did not know that. I just clicked the skip button down at the bottom. It's going so fast. The game was struggling to keep up with how fast it was going. Hi, Haley. Yes, hi, Haley. Gotta get that. I gotta make sure it's there. You know, when we're talking about the friendship routes, I was so disappointed that there wasn't one to get more Haley in it specifically. I'm like, how could you do this to us? You give us basically some kind of route with every character but Haley. How dare? Also, get ready for a lot more of this when we're doing the friendship routes. This is gonna be most of what those streams are, is just zooming through. What should I do? Okay. Tracy, do you remember if we... I think we stayed put, I believe. Haley is being saved for the Threefold DLC. It's for the DLC. It's not even coming out in Threefold. It's the DLC for that. So we have to wait for the next game and then the DLC to that game. Okay, okay. I got here after you took the decision. Oh no, you're right. You're right. I'd feel bad leaving Millie and Darren like this. I feel like... Hang on. I'm gonna do an extra little save. Right here. Hey, yo, we're speedrunning this. We got to this choice in only 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, look at this go. So yeah, we'll save there. So then we can offer. You can click on any and skip text if it goes. Yeah, exactly. I was like, if I click on like offer to help, then and it skips through it, then I'll just reload the save and click on stay put. There we go. Perfect, perfect. I second-guessed myself for a moment, but eventually pull myself up out of my seat. Millie doesn't say anything, but the frown on her face is more than enough.
Like you said, it'll just be a few minutes. Win-win, right?
She responds with a faint nod and an even fainter smile. Oh, that hurts. It hurts. Pushing her disappointment as far to the back of her mind as possible as she turns her attention to Darren. I wish it helped make me feel less guilty about things. As I approach the back of the room, Tanya takes notice and starts making her way from the group. As we pass each other, she gives me a couple taps on the shoulder.
Hopefully they'll stay in line if they have a newbie to impress. Good luck.
And with that, she takes her spot next to Darren and Millie as I shuffle to the back cabinets.
Howdy.
Oh my gosh, it's Wallace, the evil, intimidating goat. It's him, the guy. He's finally here. He's gonna have more than like 2 lines of dialogue. That's crazy.
Hi.
The horse. I just love the all caps about that. Also, it's so good to see Eileen and Allison again. Also, still so weird. Every single time I see Allison, I'm like, who is that? I don't remember this portrait. And I'm like, oh yeah, because we saw from her eyes in the last game. It's just weird. It's like an out-of-body experience.
Open that cabinet there. We need any printer paper and glue you can get your hands on. The proper stuff, not sticks.
About as warm of a welcome as I can expect. I do as she says, pulling the doors open to reveal a handful of office supplies, in contrast to the various fabrics and colored paper they've amassed into a pile on the countertop.
Thank you for the help, Olive. Even if they're small, setting up 2 tables for the club fair is a lot of work.
It's fine. 2 tables, though?
Millie's sharing her space with us, so we're helping with the writing club setup too. Fair's fair.
Caprice is quick to jump in, eager to not give Allison time to form a more generous response, surely. The relationship between Caprice and Millie is so strange. It's like they're fluctuating on how friendly they are with each other on a sentence-by-sentence basis. Even their actions are inconsistent.
So, don't take this the wrong way, but why help us out here anyway? You came here for the writing club, right?
She tries to make it sound like a casual conversation, continuing to dig supplies out and adding them to the already... Oh, that scared the crap out of me. All right, gotta get a big stretch in there. Hey, Spike, how's it going? How's your night been? Oh, there we go. Oh, I needed that. I did some leg stretches earlier, and my shoulders are I felt so neglected, and now that's fixed. Thank you. Oh yeah, did you see the Spanish Twofold mini comic that Theo posted in the general chat earlier? No, I did not. I'll have to check that out, because like I struggle so much with Discord, because I'm sure that you've noticed, but like it just doesn't always it's like inconsistently it'll notify me. I thought I had figured out how to fix it, and I just didn't. So like I'll check like the general chats about like once a week, just because I'm like, sometimes it'll notify me when things are in here, and sometimes it won't. Unintentional but very effective screamer. Well, no, it is. I think when we're playing like horror games in October, or just like whenever we're playing horror games in general, I want to see if I can change all of like the redeem sounds to like a different scream. I think that'd be so funny and awful at the same time. Because here's the thing, I love horror games and stuff like that, but I'm the biggest baby. I'm so easily scared. It's like unbelievable. Like, as you can tell by the fact that the redeem sound just scared me. It got me really good, so. But yeah, no, that's the plan. Just like try to find like different like screams for like different horror games and like movies and stuff like that, and be like, all right, this one's for like the hydrate, this one's for the stretch, this one's for the yada yada, you know, so on and so forth. That's the plan anyway. So if it's possible, I think it is, because I think I've seen other people do it, but they might be doing that through other methods. You would love to see me trying to play Silent Hill PS1. Dude, Silent Hill PS1's so good, but also so that's what, see, that one got me too. I relate to that one. It got me good a lot of the time. Like outside of like the ending of the game, which was like kind of like whatever, it had me like the whole time. So it's such a good game. But anyways, continuing to dig supplies out and adding them to the already rather large pile as she asks, but the tone of her voice betrays that pretty handedly.
Well, Caprice mentioned getting your club together when we met in class the other day. I figured this might be better than forcing all of you to go out of your way for me.
Aw, see? They'd be a perfect fit.
Allison's smile reinforces Caprice's statement and forces me into the cabinet to hide my blush.
Well, I'm glad you accepted my invitation because we've got things to discuss.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely up there on the list of most intimidating ways to open a conversation.
Allison was right. Caprice has told us a bunch about you already. Standard stuff. Flunking out, hoping to use the club as a lifeline.
I emerge from the cabinet, tossing a couple stacks of unopened printer paper onto their stockpile. Eileen's face remains unchanged as she continues sorting through her own mess.
I hope she said more than that.
She has. She talked about you being nice and hardworking, and being a good cook, though I'm still not entirely sure where that last part came from yet.
I shoot Caprice a glance, whose only response is a sheepish smile.
Yeah, sure, great, but none of that is relevant to the point I'm trying to get to. You're only going to get out of us as much as you're willing to put in. Don't expect any handouts, at least not from me.
Right to the point, huh? I guess that's fair, as much as I doubt my ability to live up to the standard she seems to be expecting.
When did you get so soft, Eileen?
What? That's soft?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Eileen pauses her rummaging for a moment to pat Eileen's back a couple of times. Eileen freezes upon the physical contact, but both resume their scavenging soon after.
Eileen may be scary, but she's right. As long as you put in the effort, everyone here will be more than happy to help. Right, guys?
Sure.
So much enthusiasm from Wallace. I really appreciate it. But you know what? I know you mean it. I know you mean it.
Well, if I can, I suppose. I'm not really great at drawing and stuff myself.
Better than where I'm at, I'm sure. I'd appreciate it.
Caprice shifts her eyes to Eileen to get her final confirmation. The silence hangs awkwardly for a few minutes between Eileen, before Eileen pulls herself out of the cabinet and returns Caprice's glance.
Like I said, if they can prove they actually want to put in the effort, I'll help. But I'm not a charity case. If you're dragging them in, they're going to be your responsibility.
Oh, come on. It'll be a team effort.
Uh-huh.
It's a relief to hear that everyone would be willing to help at least a little, but I wish these two weren't so willing to try pawning me off to each other when I'm standing right here. It's funny because I don't know what this is about, and I also don't want to, but also I don't want to understand. It's like my brain is just ignoring it. You know what? That's fair. You're just living in blissful ignorance, essentially, so I won't go against that. Because as I read the first sentence, I was like, oh, I can tell you. After reading the sentence, I'm like, no, we're good. Finally on my PC, woohoo! Glad. Did you just get home from school? Is that what was going on? This is so true. So true. It's like the guy who calls you on FNAF. You just mute it. I would never mute phone guy. How dare you? He is a gem. I cherish that man so deeply. Not school. The hospital classes got suspended because of the weather. Okay. Hopefully everything's going okay though with everything at the hospital. Hopefully everything's good there. And hopefully the weather also isn't too bad. Yeah, the first time. No, listen, I listen to him every single time. No matter how many times I die, I have to listen to him. It is the only gift that you get in those games, is his voice. So I take it where I can get it.
I'm capable of doing the work. I'm just trying to make sure the work I'm doing is good enough.
That sounds more than fair.
Here's hoping.
You really are playing softball today.
It was just a checkup for my mom, all Gucci. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. After completing FNAF 1 or already knowing how to avoid the animatronics, it's just incredibly annoying. Listen, I think that's just where we have to disagree. It feels like you have a buddy when you're just sitting there with the overnight shift. So I take it. I take the company. I appreciate him deeply. Don't like Phone Dude though. Phone Dude is nope. Get out of here. As for the weather, does heavy rain at 90 kilometer, 56 mile per hour. I like, I do understand kilometers a decent bit, but I do appreciate you being like thoughtful and putting in the miles per hour. That's so pleasant. That's so nice. Wind sound pleasant? Absolutely, for sure, 100%. That doesn't sound like the worst storm ever, actually, so it sounds like a great time. Are you gonna go dancing in the rain later? It sounds safe for that. Eileen's grumbling from the cabinet signals the end of the conversation as the other club members resume their stockpiling efforts. Caprice opting to squeeze in next to me to double-check my work. I'm thankful to work in relative quiet after being grilled from the get-go, but at least I left that conversation roughly knowing where I stand with all of them, I think. With everyone focused on the task at hand, the pile of loose supplies starts looking hefty enough for the club to consider their job done, closing up the various cabinets and drawers as they organize the hall.
Sorry for dragging you along, Olive. Thanks for the help. See you at the fair, I hope?
One way or another, I guess. I haven't settled on anything yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm positive you'll come around in the end, though.
We'll see.
I wish I could be as positive as Caprice, as hopeful. After forcibly dragging Wallace back to help with the heavy lifting, the art club files out, Tanya eager to close the door behind them. Their absence is immediately noticeable, the air feeling just a bit less chaotic. That typically come as a relief, but the energy they carry as a group almost feels contagious, a thought that keeps coming to mind as I resume my conversation with Amelia until the end of the meeting. Yeah, it's also a handicap because you can't hear some of the important sounds. Listen, that just sounds like a skill issue. I don't know what to tell you. Just listen around his voice, obviously. Or Freddy's laughs in FNAF 1. Yeah, it's good to have some company, but it's not what he's making you lose your mind trying to divide your brain between hearing him and checking all the animatronics. Again, skill issue. You just gotta learn how to handle both. Friday, every student's favorite day of the week. Are we? Okay, we have done this part. Cool. Oh, talk to... Ooh, who did we talk to last time? I want to say we talked to Heather. But just in case, again, I'll do another save here. I think last time we talked to Heather, so this time we'll talk to Allison. Oh, the little portraits are so cute. Heather's only half paying attention to me to begin with, so I quickly get up and skip over to Allison as she strides off. I have no intention of playing Peacemaker, but it's striking how strong her feelings are on the matter.
Hey, Allison.
Allison turns to me, her frustration with Heather still simmering. She soon turns embarrassed at being caught fuming.
Hi. Sorry about Caprice running off.
No worries. She seemed busy anyway. Fair prep?
Yeah, we're all a bit behind schedule, so we've been kind of scrambling.
Heather gives off a dry ha as she overhears the last of our conversation before wandering off towards the food counter. I do love Heather. She is great. She's great. Why I feel this game is some kind of Doki Doki Literature Club? Probably just because it's a visual novel, you know? Doki Doki, specifically like a sort of a dating. Would you consider this to be a dating sim? Like, there's like, sure, the two routes, but there's not like choice making involved in like getting with any of the characters or anything like that. I don't know if I'd count it as that. It's more of just like, here's a story, you make a couple choices along the way with like characters that you want to see more of, and that's kind of it. I don't know if I'd count it as a dating sim. But yeah, probably just because it's like a visual novel.
She's always so rude.
Yeah, but that's why we love her. Allison pouts at her back as she walks away.
Do you interact with the writing club much? Outside of yesterday, I mean.
Every now and then. More lately with this fair stuff. Not like Heather's much of a club member, though.
What exactly is the club fair about? I saw it advertised earlier last year, too.
There's not much to it. A bunch of the school clubs set up in the gymnasium and try to recruit people. Mostly freshmen who haven't been poached yet. Millie offered to share her space, so we're sneaking in this year.
If you have a way to get new people like that, why is Caprice so dead set on recruiting me?
I always forget that Caprice is the unofficial art club. I always forget that there already is an art club and Caprice just decided to like have her own. I was thinking like, wait, why doesn't she have her own space? That's so weird. Oh yeah, because it's like a weird pseudo club thing. I get it.
Caprice is really serious about the club. But you've probably noticed that already. Honestly, she's serious about everything she does. She wants to get every person possible. A dream of hers is to grow and expand the club beyond even the huge existing one. And...
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. She trails off, suddenly going quiet as she thinks better of continuing.
And what?
to be honest with you, I prefer smaller groups. I'm fine with how things are. Nothing against you, though. You're free to join if you want. You'd love it, I'm sure. Everyone really is nice, and we have a lot of fun. Caprice is wonderful, too. I know she can be a little overbearing at times, but she always brings so much energy.
A little too much, maybe.
No, again, I wish I could have half of Caprice's energy. Unofficial copyright. Oh, redeem. Moving to next text. Very well, this is where we shall be. You've made your play, Reaper. I see how it is. You have, for example, you have like Doki Doki Yumi Neko. Oh yeah, I think, were you in the conversation about Yumi Neko last time? I remember it being brought up in the last stream as well. Or not maybe the last one, but the one before that maybe. Which are completely different games with a different gameplay, and they don't feel at all like the same thing, but this feels different. I feel like I'm watching the alternate universe of Doki Doki with less, you know, Monica. That's like, because this is like more on like just a chill side. It takes place in like a school. It doesn't have anything to do with murder or like anything like that, which like Doki Doki also doesn't have for the first like couple hours, you know. I was considering choosing listening to the story. Oh, cool. I don't know if that would count. I don't know if I would count choosing like listening to the story as banning an in-game action, because like at that point could you say like banning looking at the game, but that's not an in-game action. That's what I am doing as a person. Whereas like in the in-game action of banning moving to the next text is because I have to actively click and participate with the game to actually get it to proceed forward. I would count that as an in-game action, not like listening to the story or anything. If that made sense, if that made any sense at all. Fair? Okay, I'm glad that did make sense. Shoot, but you did do... Hang on. Can you be a little more specific? What do you mean when you say move to the next text? Like, if I, like, right-clicked on left of this screen, would that be kind of as moving to a different text? Or, like, because I think you would only ban one action. It'd be, like, clicking, like, banning, like, left-click or stuff like that. So what now? Well, this. No new dialogue, but no. What I'm saying is, like, do you ban, like, left-click, right-click? Like, or like if we were playing Undertale, do you ban, like, the attack button, essentially? Like, that kind of thing. You gotta be a little bit more specific than that. I don't know. Well, you gotta make your decision. You gotta make your decision. And whatever decision you make, this is complicated. I know, I didn't mean to give you so many options. Listen, this is a very intensive game. There are so many options, like left-click, right click. Can I refund? No, you can't. You gotta ban something. So what are you banning? And again, whatever you decide dictates the rest of the night. We might just be sitting here looking at this if you make the right call. Right click. Excellent. Good choice. With that being said, left click. Oh wait, shoot. Oh no, you did it. You made the right call, because I have an ergonomic mouse, and the ergonomic mouse has the left click set up to be the thing that proceeds us forward instead of the right click on a normal mouse. So I guess we are stuck here for the rest of the night. So how are you guys doing? What do you guys want to talk about? We have about, you know, another like hour and a couple minutes to talk about stuff. Yeah, put about wherever you guys want. Good. Listen, I can't believe you flipped that coin and you landed on the right side. You didn't even know what side you needed to land on. You didn't know. You know, Spike, I'm glad that you appreciate Reaper's efforts. This is funny. But yeah, no, again, I mean, I'm just gonna hang on. I'm messing with my chair. I can't. I'm sitting on a blanket. Oh no, I can't reach any of my pedals on my chair. Okay, well, hang on. I'm gonna take. Oh, I can't. My mic can't reach me. All right, I'm leaned back. I'm relaxed. We don't really gotta do anything for the rest of the stream. So what do you guys got going on tomorrow? Outside. What do you mean stream quality? Hang on. What do you mean stream quality? This is the highest quality stream you could ever possibly get. This is high quality content right now, and I probably sound so good. But yeah, no, what do you guys got going on tomorrow? I got the collab. Gonna fix my braces. The new episode of Invincible is coming out tomorrow. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed in the last episode. I'm not gonna spoil it just because it just barely came out, but I was kind of hoping for a little bit more from what the episode, like his premises was. But you know, it was still good. It was still good overall. Absolutely nothing but life. Okay, but like, what does life entail for you? What does that mean? Like, if I was to describe like, oh, I'm doing nothing but life, that would entail like, oh, I'm going to work, I'm gonna like walk my dog, I'm gonna do like chores around the house, maybe read a little bit, maybe try to draw a little bit in there, like that kind of stuff. So what kind of stuff do you guys got going on? I don't know. Guys, like, come on, give me something. Give me one thing that you're doing tomorrow. I'm playing Minecraft Hardcore. See, that's a thing. That's good. Let's go. Okay, one more. Reaper, what are you doing? Stop making me be specific. Reaper, this is the bed you made. You have to lie in this now, all right? I want to do 100 days. Dude, good luck. I believe in you. But yeah, no, you gotta be. What? Yes, Reaper. What are you eyeing at, huh? Again, just one thing. Minecraft. Okay, so you guys are both doing Minecraft. All right. See, we're getting somewhere. What else am I doing outside of? I mean, that's kind of it. With like again, just collab, braces, and watching Invincible after work. But that's about it. SMP. Okay, what does SMP stand for? Isn't that like role playing and stuff? Isn't that like role playing on like a Minecraft server? Is that what that is? I'm learning Japanese. Oh, you are? That's awesome. Also, why the question mark next to that one? Are you unsure of if you're learning Japanese or not, or are you just unsure if you're doing it tomorrow? Well, that's cool. See, I tried learning Japanese in probably the worst way ever, through a visual novel. It's a visual novel strictly set up to teach you Japanese, and I was like, yeah, I'll do this, whatever. And then I didn't make it through. I didn't make it through that. Server multiplayer, is that all that means? Oh, I thought it was like, because then people were like, oh yeah, there's like the Dream S. I guess that makes sense, because I was gonna bring up the Dream SMP, which is the only one I really hear about often, as like a big thing. But then, like, you know, a couple other people have their own SMP, so I thought it was like something super special. I'm learning from Duolingo. Didn't the Duolingo owl die or something? Isn't that part of the lore now that the owl's gone? I remember it was either Theo or Caps was tweeting about that, about like, haha, that owl's dead, but guess which one isn't? He faked it. He faked his death. What, you know what? Doing it for the content, doing it for the clicks. That's base. That's base. I can read hiragana symbols. That's awesome. I could do a little bit. Like, it did get to the point while I was learning it that I'm like, oh, I can pick a couple out. But like, I only learned it for like a few months, and then it's been years since I did it, so I super can't anymore. As Duolingo said, Japanese or no knees. But that's wild that he didn't fake it. They used Dragon Balls. Oh, okay. It wasn't fake. They just had to resurrect the owl. That's understandable. Hang on. I wanna fact check. I'm gonna look this up. Is the Duolingo owl dead? No, the Duolingo. Wait. Hang on. This is the AI overview. I don't know if I trust that. That one says it's dead. Oh, but these are all super old. Hang on. I'm gonna look up back. Duo is officially back. Duolingo said in a statement, after a global effort to revive him, our favorite green owl has returned, and there's images of him rising from a coffin. I think they even did the post on March 1st. Did they really do? I don't know. I hope they wouldn't. That'd be weird. I feel like that'd be like a disrespectful thing to do, like, oh, we're getting, like, granted, unless it has nothing to do, unless there's like a coincidence. If they were doing it like on purpose, like revived on this day through this method, then I'm like, that's disrespectful, because that's how I was kind of like in my brain. I like put all those thoughts together, but regardless, it doesn't say when he came back. Wait, the mascot died after being hit by a Cybertruck? Those are the ugliest things. It makes me laugh so hard whenever I see someone driving around in one, especially just like around here. How am I first in YouTube? I don't trust AI. Don't worry, we don't trust AI around here. Whenever I get like the AI overview, I'm like, okay, but how do I get to the real answer? How do I get to the real thing? But how's it going, Wheat? How's your day been going? Scale of 1 to 10, how's it been going? Also, we're currently trapped here on the screen for presumably a little bit longer, because it's been banned from me right-clicking, which is how we proceed forward. So why? Oh, because Reaper redeemed ban and in-game action, so I, got my ability to click taken away. If you ever want a modern day thing, just add 2025. Is that? I don't know if that's true, because I was actually doing some stuff in Premiere Pro. Oh, dude, I hate Premiere Pro so much. They've updated so many things. I was just trying to add some text, and they took away the simple drag to drop text option. And like, there's the type tool now, and the type tool is so awful. Every single time you want to change a tiny little detail, you have to go to a sub menu, click to change it. Then it takes you out of the sub menu, but you're like, I wanted to change more than one thing. Why do I have to go through sub menus every single time I want to change a tiny? I hate it. Premiere Pro is so awful now. It's the worst thing ever. I hate when they remove features. No, the fact that they removed the circle feature and the paint bucket. Like, I was just like, I just want to add the outline to me as a person on my thumbnails. That's all I want it for. Please don't take this away from me. But then everyone's like, well, but there's the rectangle tool. And it's like, okay, use the rectangle tool to do me. Put an outline on me with the rectangle tool. And it's like, oh, well, see, if you were a rectangle, I could do that. And it's like, but I'm not. That's the point that I'm trying to get across. You want to know what could do that? Paint bucket. You want to know what was easy? You just drag and drop it, and then you have the paint. That's all you needed. All the tools that it's like, oh, we've replaced these things with these other things. It's like, cool. So you replace simple drag and drop things with things that require multiple steps. I love it. He truly is evil. Yeah, no, for real. Reaper truly is evil for taking away our ability to proceed. So, yeah, right? It's so obnoxious. I haven't edited in a few weeks, not only because I've just been like getting back to being like very busy again. Can't you change the controls? Yeah, but I feel like that ruins like the spirit of it. You know what I mean? Like, what would be the point of like giving you guys the ability to ban things if I could just then go into the controls to change it away, you know? I feel like that'd like ruin the spirit, you know? But if Reaper wanted to, then they could undo it. I am also just checking it really quick to see how long I put it for, because I don't remember. No. No, you're not gonna undo it. Appreciated. Appreciate that. For realsies. You're a real homie with that one. 5 minutes. Was it only a 5-minute timer? Oh, thank you. Oh, so then we're way over it. Okay, then we're good. We can start proceeding again. That's what I like. Here's the thing. I was pretty sure it was only 5 minutes, but I was like, I need to check because I don't want to jip you. You know, you spent your points on it. I don't want to like take that away from you. Yeah, but the funny part is when it's a handicap to play, not letting you win to stop completely the game. Listen, but if that's what the people vote for, then you know what? That's what's gonna happen. You know, it's not up to me. It's up to y'all. Y'all have the power here. So, anyways, now that 5 minutes have passed.
Sometimes, sure. I get it. When I first met her, I thought she was pretty overbearing. I wouldn't really fault you for thinking that.
She's good at what she does, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone there is. I'm still learning, but they're always teaching me new things. But I guess what's happening is...
She taps her finger to her chin, pausing to give her next words some thought.
Caprice wants us to be a legitimate club. A club that's official, real, whichever word you want to use. We aren't much of one right now. We barely nudged our way into the fair. Even then, we kind of cheated to get there.
If I join, will that even change anything?
I don't know. It'd take more than one person, probably.
Of course it would. More members would be helpful, but I wonder how many they'd even gain from an event like this. Then there's the fact that Allison here clearly doesn't want it. I wonder if I'd just be butting into some group of close friends more than joining a club.
Still, we're going to do our best. You should do what's best for you, too.
Wait, the other slop's sold out? No! I should have just done it well, no, if I did it at the time, then they would be sold out before you got there. So I'm like, you know what? Silver lining. I'm glad that you were able to get your commission in. That's all that matters. Like, I don't know, you can't jump in Minecraft, but it's an added difficulty. You can still play. Nah, but again, that ruins the spirit. Listen, if you guys ban an in-game action, it's banned for 5 minutes. That's just how it goes. Like, again, if we're playing, next time we're playing Undertale, someone bans the spare option, guess what? We're just gonna hang out until the 5 minutes are up. I just have to survive that long, alright? I was scared the slot would sell it before I could get it, so I rushed a scuffed raffle. Well, at least you were able to get something in at all, because that's again, it's just really nice that you were able to do it at all before another one got sold out. Wait, a minute? What do you mean 5 minutes? You can just flee them instead of spare. But you know, for like stuff like boss fights, you know what I mean? Like, we can, if like sparing them is how we beat them. Like, let's say like it's, I don't know, what boss can we spare on? Pretend that there's a boss that I just said that you can't, that you can spare on to beat them. You can't flee from them. Yeah, Toriel. Let's say we're doing Toriel. I was thinking like future ones, but I was like, you know, using the pass is fine. If like we were fighting Toriel and someone was like, hey, you can't spare for the next 5 minutes, guess what? I'm just gonna have to talk to her for the next 5 minutes and dodge the attacks, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, if it's just like it's like spare is banned, and it's just random encounters, then yes, we can absolutely just flee from them. Parkour civilization, no one jumps for the beef. What does that mean? What do you mean jumps for the beef?
Thanks. Sorry for keeping you. I'll see you around.
Allison gives a quick goodbye after skipping out to try and catch up with Caprice. What I found might not have been what I wanted to hear, but at least she was honest. Google it, you'll understand. Alright, well, we're whipping out another R&D session. Hang on. Do I look up parkour civilization, no one jumps for the beef, or should I just look up jumps for the beef? I don't get what's so hard about jumping for the beef. You can jump a block here in parkour. I feel like I'm not getting my question answered at all. Hang on. If it's not that the jump for the beef is difficult, it's that the system has created a situation where the risk of jumping is so high, instant death, that the population of the noob level of Parkour civilization would never jump for the beef. Alright. I feel like okay. I'm just gonna give my understanding of it, and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. There's a game called Parkour Civilization where you do parkour, and there's a very early level on it that tricks people into jumping for the beef item, which I'm assuming buffs you in some capacity. But it's truly not worth going for, because the buff isn't good enough to risk the instant death. Is that the gist of it? Because that's what I took from that. Not even close? Amazing. That's my headcanon for it now. Speaking of beef, though, now time to actually get some food. It's a series? Parkour Civilization is a series? Like, wait. Like, what kind of series? Like a show? Or like a YouTube thing? Like, what do you mean? I quietly mull things over as they head to the counter. The art club is close and friendly. They're small because it's like they're a group of friends trying to be a club. The writing club isn't much, but at least Millie seems capable and eager to help. It's probably better to not even consider Tanya and Heather as factors. I'm not sure if either is a good option. Hopefully this club fair will help me find better answers. Womp 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 womp. And then we can skip. There we go. Oh, hi Haley, how's it going? It's a series on YouTube. Okay, that's fair. I wish I could do parkour. Flowey, you know, I genuinely believe in you. I think if you tried hard enough, you could go for it. The fact that you can wiggle around and move all about like to everywhere you want to be, I think you could figure out a way to do it. Also, we got... Oh, that's amazing. Oh. Here, I'm going to do a save here. Just in case. If you thought harder, I'm sure you could figure out a way to do it. I believe in your intelligence more than you do, apparently. All right, I think you can do this. All right, have more faith in yourself. Also, sorry, your name's Weed, not Flowey. I need to get that. I need to get that unlock. But we're joining the art club. Let's
For
go.
better or worse, I'm going with the art club.
Well, I have an eternity. Yeah, you do. See, you got so much time, and you listen. As long as you have the determination to do it, I believe in you.
Yes! I knew you'd make the right choice!
She pumps her fist up and down. Millie frowns with either annoyance at Caprice or disappointed at me. Probably both. Oh, stop, Millie. Don't look at me with disappointment. I already feel bad that I'm not joining your club this time, alright? Don't make me feel worse. She quickly corrects into a pleasant smile, though.
Well, Olive, thank you for at least considering us.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry, you're not the only prospective member in this gym. I hope you have a wonderful time with your new club.
Thank you. Good luck.
Wonderful won't even begin to describe it!
She reaches out and grabs my hand.
Thank you!
Her hands firmly grasping mine, she shakes my arm without rhyme or reason, expelling as much energy as she's physically capable. I don't want to admit how much it hurts.
I'm counting on you.
Don't worry, it won't just be me. The entire club has your back. We'll get you there. Trust us.
Just remind myself, all of his they them. Yes, they identify as a they them. Yes. Funny how you use determination. Oh, I definitely didn't do that on purpose or anything. Feel bad? How? Why? You were so nice to me yesterday. You don't need to switch up on me like this. It's easy to get wrapped up in Caprice's energy. All I can do is hope that she's able to live up to the enthusiasm once we actually get into the actual studying. So long as she and the club are willing, I want to hope I'll be okay, even if I have to force myself to believe it. I don't know enough to know for sure, but all I can do is place my blind faith in them. It'll be okay. It has to be. Ever hear the phrase, don't let them know, never let them know your next move? You know what? Fair enough. It threw me off yesterday that you're so mean.
To our newest member, live!
And it threw me off today that you're being mean. Hang on, it threw me off yesterday that you weren't being mean, and it's throwing me off today that you are being mean. So yes, your mission is accomplished. Caprice stands at the end of the table, raising her glass full of soda. Fortunately for the rest of us, her volume is just passable as an indoor voice. Unfortunately, she stands with such gusto that the combined effect of her voice and movement draws the attention of almost every other table in her vicinity anyway. Content with playing along, the rest of the art club half-heartedly raises their own glasses to match her, albeit with greatly diminished enthusiasm. The urge to shrink away into my vest grows by the second, and I only barely manage to resist it. Still though, I can't help but sink into my chair just a little. Caprice is quick to notice, eyes quickly meeting mine. Her smile as wide as it's been all night.
Come on, you too!
I feel the eyes of every single person around land on me. I give her a non-committal hand wave, but she just raises her glass even higher. She sure doesn't want to drop it. In an act of surrender, I hold up my cup as well.
Welcome to the club!
The rest of the club is less enthusiastic in their following welcomes. Allison and Wallace opt a quiet murmur of agreement, obviously feeling the attention from around us as well. Eileen's response is a simple grumble. I do love that Caprice, the most energetic and excitable person on planet Earth, is just surrounded by just a bunch of just like really mellow, really calm, keep to themselves type of peeps. Unrelated, but I still can't believe I managed to nab a comm slump. I wanted a comm slump for anything for so many years now. No, I'm so happy that you're able to, especially like from Theo and Caps, just because again, the work that they do is just incredible. Like I was just like perusing. I have the commission page open still right here. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, like the picture of like the top one of Millie looks so good. And I'm so excited to see like how it all turns out, like actually being able to truly see how Hannah looks, like how you want like her to be envisioned. Like that's so exciting. So it's really awesome that you're able to do it. Yeah, don't drop. Why? No club. I'm gonna do the most NPC reactions ever. I'm sure that if you DM Theo and be like, hey, can you open a third slot? Yeah, like, but like, here's the thing. I feel like they could almost be like, pushing it, I guess, is the way I'll put it. I don't want to like, I never want to be like the type of person who's like, hey, artist, can you like make like a special exception for me type of thing? You know, I feel really bad for that, especially because like that's probably like only 2 slots open, just because like, you know, really busy working on their own projects and stuff like that. So like, I don't want to like potentially like add to that if they like do agree to it. So I'm like, I will be patient and I will wait for it to open up again. So it is work worth waiting for, essentially, is how I look at it. I want to insult them, but if I do, I fear what Reaper will do to me. How? Listen. Hang on. If you say your insult, I won't tell them unless it's really bad. What's your insult? What's your insult? Unless you think it is too bad, in which case then I'll have Reaper get ya. I'm here. If they had more slots open or I had more money, I probably would have gotten something for Celine too. I didn't even think about that. Like, oh yeah, you also need to get Celine done as well. Like, yeah, no. Oh, I can't wait to see how she looks as well. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I guess we both just gotta wait for it to be opened again. Annoying. They remind me of Papyrus. Annoying. When you say remind you of Papyrus, do you mean a ton of fun and extremely energetic? Well, you said stupidly energetic. I was gonna say extremely energetic, but so we're kind of saying the same things, just with different words. But you know what? I don't think that that's too mean. We can't. You can still speak your mind here, but if you cross a line, then Reaper will get you. You know. But that's fine. Though that's very, which is bad. How dare you imply anything about Papyrus is bad? He is God's gift to Earth. How dare. And is a terrible quality. Hang on, you're pushing it, buddy. You're pushing it, weed. Don't have me sick him on you. I will. I'll do it. Oh no, I lost my mouse. Hang on. I was looking for it and I panicked. Never mind. I've been pushing it. Yeah, exactly. That you kept going and you kept pushing it. All right. At a certain point, I like, listen, I love these people too much. I won't, and Papyrus, you are insulting too many people that I love all at the same time, so you can only go so far with it. I'm rereading my comm message, and it's so funny now how over half of it is just me justifying my decision or over-explaining things, Lamau. No, I think that I would always rather have things... Okay, well, there's sort of two things. I want to use a weird example, but in the Fate visual novel... Again, follow me on this. The mechanics will be explained very well and very precisely, or concisely, and I'll be like, oh, I completely understand how this works. And then they'll spend the next 25 minutes of reading reiterating on the mechanics and how they all work together, and by the end of it, they've over-explained it so deeply that I no longer understand how anything works. So as long as you don't over-explain to that degree, I think I'd rather have things be over-explained than under-explained, essentially. So that's my feelings on it. Knife looking real nice. What, did you run out of weed killer or something? I'm not good at having any sort of leadership. No. Again, I think it's something, it's fine, especially since like it's something you'll grow into, you know? Especially if you like do more stuff like this, like you'll grow into it for sure. Because like I remember when I was like every single time, like the first couple of like commissions I did, I was like the same way of like, oh, I have to like over-explain like this part and this part and this part. They're like, hopefully make sure that they get what I'm going for. And then like, you know, a couple commissions down the line, it's like, no, they get me. I understand what they understand from me. So I just need to put in like, you know, the couple of basic things like have this look like this or like this like that. And like then they pull it off and everything looks perfect. Sounds like Yumi Neko. Oh, I see how it's 120 hours then if that's all of Yumi Neko. So nah, it just got boring. Oh, you don't want to pull out the weed killer? That's fair. Besides, I refuse to use a product with his name in it. That, you know what, that's fair. You're not gonna kill him with his own product. Wait, like her energy levels? What do you mean by that, weed? Maybe it's just been too long. I'm too disconnected from the thought I had when you sent that, but I think I've lost what you're saying. I got too lost in the sauce. Sorry, I had a big ol' yawn there. Also, no, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'll give it a few more minutes. I'll give it her energy levels. Oh, her energy levels are pushing it. Oh, okay. You just don't like fun. That's all I'm learning from this is you just don't like fun because you just hate the fun people. Satisfied with the response regardless, Caprice extends her glass and takes a drink, ending her impromptu toast.
Pizza again, huh?
It's tradition. We gotta do this every time someone new joins the ranks.
It feels like if it wasn't attached to her face, Eileen's eyebrows would be leaving Earth's atmosphere.
Another tradition?
I do love Eileen. I'm so glad that we're gonna get a full route. Like, well, not a full route of her, but just a route that has her in it. I want to learn more about Wallace just because he wasn't in the last one too much, but Eileen, if it wasn't for Wallace, you'd be my top choice. Yumineko is like, they can explain the most insane meta-narrative concept known to humanity and then spend like 2K words just explaining it to you what a character was thinking to move a glass of water. That's... Oh gosh, that sounds so fun and exciting. But that, you know, I'm not gonna say anything. That does sound about right with how a lot of visual novels go. Is just over-explaining like the simple actions. Dude, his theme song is literally just a SpongeBob fun song. He does hate fun. You know what, that's fair. I'm like the first half, it's like SpongeBob's part, and then Weed is Plankton's part. That does check out.
If we keep adding more, we'll be eating pizza more days than not.
Is that a problem?
Oh, so I'm just an excuse for a party. Something tugs at the back of my mind, but I shake it off for now. An excessive celebration isn't that big of a deal, assuming we still get study groups together.
Now that Olive has decided to join our club, we're up to 5 members. And how many did that other club recruit? 0?
Okay, you don't need to be mean about it. That's still Millie's club, okay?
Caprice.
See, Allison's on my side too.
I'm kidding. I wish only the best for them.
I wish I could believe her, but the grin on her face tells a different story. From the moment we've left the fair, she's been beaming with a kind of competitive sparkle only seen in athletes. I can't help but feel a bit weird about it. I do need the help, and I'm trusting her to be my best bet. Still, at the end of everything, I'm just a pawn Caprice is trying to keep on the field.
Well, it was basically the flip of a coin.
So you say, but I'm sure you had your reasons. For example, it's clear we were the fun choice. Probably the most fun at the whole fair.
Yeah, probably.
There are a lot of reasons, but I can't say that was one of them. It was mostly for the study help.
I don't intend on becoming your personal tutor.
It's amazing, but I can get grading 3 times across 200 hours, lol. Wait, hang on. Do they specifically spend 2K words describing like stuff like moving a glass of water 3 times? If so, that sounds amazing. Yay. Small, annoying, crazy, green, weak. Plankton. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I still hear Capri Sun. I mean, that again, her name is so close to it. I kind of want them to do like, I want to see like that Photoshop now of like her on like a Caprice like package. No, I was exaggerating. I don't want to spoil. I made up. Oh, okay. So, but it's stuff like the glass of water though. That's more of what I should have said. Is that's more stuff like the water thing, like the concept of it. I'm spending too long describing the most mundane things.
I didn't really plan on that.
Then you made the wrong choice. Caprice has been running us ragged since classes started back up last January.
Okay, the assuming we still get study groups caveat hasn't gone off to a great start. Eileen takes a small sip of her beer before continuing her thought. I chance a peek at Caprice, who's suddenly gone quiet. She's struggling with a particularly large piece of pizza, trying to catch all the cheese before it slides off. Eileen continues to seize the moment.
The ratio of asinine field trips we've been taking to actual studying is heavily not in your favor.
It's Allison's turn for a death stare, this time focused on Eileen. Surprisingly, Eileen's posture shifts and her face softens just enough to be noticeable.
Caprice should be the one to handle the bulk of it, since she roped you into this.
As long as I can pass the semester, I don't really care how.
My eyes shift downward, feigning interest in the slice on my plate, as a smoke screen to think things over. I said I don't care, but so far this get-together has me feeling more nervous than I had expected. There's vague offers to help here and there, but it's hard to imagine how much of that is genuine versus how easily Caprice seems to wrap others into her excitement. And that brings me back to the head honcho herself. The more I sit here and listen to current affairs, the more I worry that perhaps I made this decision because I got wrapped up in her energy too. Like Eileen said, I'm here because of Caprice. It's too late to walk back that decision, so I have to trust her. Freed of her pizza, Caprice finishes all of her soda in one go and pipes back up.
None of that is important right now. We're celebrating! This is the beginning of a new year!
It's already fall.
Caprice grumbles in protest at Wallace's remark as she takes the hat from her head and wrings it out as if it were a wet rag, taking a moment to gather her thoughts. After the last imaginary drop is wrung out of the poor thing, she places it atop her head once more, and her face lights up.
So here's the agenda going forward. We'll draw, create, and make more than ever before. And since Olive is just entering the world of art, we'll have to cultivate in them a love for it.
She looks at me and nods proudly, beaming. I feel the urge to remind her I'm looking more for study help than my own artistic awakening, but think better of it for now. Her eyes sweep across the rest of the table.
In the past year or so, we've only expanded more and more. It started with one, me, and then soon there were 3 of us. Allie!
Yes?
Allison sits up straight, startled.
With this club, you found a new love.
Aw, look at these cute little the little images of them. Aw. Allison looks red and nervous, eyes darting around the room. She briefly looks to Eileen for encouragement, who responds with a simple shrug.
Of the arts, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Beyond anything, the strongest power art has is to connect people. Where stuffy old words aren't enough, You can always count on the visual medium to bring everyone together.
Not that cute? How dare. Take it back. Take that back.
Speaking of which...
She starts moving her pointer finger from Allison to Eileen, who looks unperturbed. Allison slumps in her seat, relieved the attention is off her. I guess she hates me the focus even more than I do. No, how dare. Monster. Monster. Glasses are for nerds, except you. You aren't a nerd. Aw, thanks. I appreciate that, weed. I appreciate that so much. Sometimes I just forget how negative Olive was at the beginning. Yeah, that's like, I didn't realize that until like the end of like how much that they had like actually changed. And it's like so subtle and gradual across the entire thing of them just slowly becoming less and less negative towards like everything in life. I do see the comparison between Papyrus and Caprice. Yeah, no, I think that they would get along swimmingly. If you get rid of all of Caprice's flaws, fair, Papyrus is flawless. I actually wanted to make a creation club in school to let people express who they truly are. Wait, that sounds so awesome. Like, when you say creation club, is it like any kind of like creative things? Like, whether it be like visual arts, like drawing or painting, or like writing, like stuff like that? Like, is that what you mean? The little drawings are so cute. See, Tracy agrees. Tracy's got my back. I feel like they just add like such a different energy to Caprice's route, because like Millie's route, if I'm remembering correctly, didn't really have stuff like this, but this is just like being like making this route feel more like Caprice, you know? Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Did anything happen with that idea, or is it just kind of like one of those things that you wanted to do and then like it never really got off the ground? They are cute. See, Flower, you're alone. You're alone on your little island of negativity. She starts moving her pointer finger from Allison to Eileen, who looks unperturbed. Allison slumps in her seat, relieved the attention is off her. I guess, I already read the part.
Not another word.
Caprice's finger glides past Eileen and lands on Wallace, an emotion so clean you wouldn't think it was a last-second course correct. These two really know how to navigate each other well, even if they're like oil and water.
And not to mention Wallace. You see? This club makes artists.
Eileen and I were artists long before you dragged us in here.
This is the best thing ever. Especially because he doesn't even look bad about it. He's just like, oh, I guess this is happening now. All right. I don't know how to start clubs. I'm starting to think the school made that up. That's fair. That's fair. I do hear that making and managing clubs at schools, if they're not already a thing, is very hard.
Details. Point being, the club is more than capable of molding someone into an artist, and that's exactly what it's gonna do. Okay, this one is okay. I'm glad. You know what? At least you got that one. At least you can agree that that one was good. That's you, by the way.
See, come on. Look how adorable that is. Oh.
I feel like we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
So the plan is simple. Create! Everything else will come naturally.
Caprice stands with her hands on her hips, seemingly done and very pleased with her speech. It takes a minute for anyone to react. Hey, yo, is it too late to go back to the writing club? I think we'd actually like get through on that one. Wait, that chibi olive was adorable. Yeah, it was the one that was covered in all the paint. That was great. Listen, if there are like those like the little chibi versions of all the characters throughout this entire route, I'm so here for it. I'm so down.
Is that all?
Sounds fine to me. The sudden shift to dramatics made me worried something drastic was about to happen.
I believe in freedom of expression, but as usual, I'll be directing meetings to help inspire you.
Less okay? Okay, you butt. Whatever. You know, you're allowed to have your opinion, even if it's wrong. I was trying to be bitter at you, and then it just didn't work. I smiled too hard at the end.
Inspiration can come from anywhere, and when it strikes, you have to capitalize.
I wonder how many of these inspirational lines came from the internet and how many she's trying to churn out on the spot.
That sounds good and all, but how will it help me pass her actual art class?
Oh, Olive.
She gives me such a sad, pitiful look, like I've just asked how to boil water.
To understand art, truly understand it, you have to experience it. Be immersed in it. There's no better way to do that than to be surrounded by it all the time.
But do you guys, like, actually study?
Seemingly trying to help the conversation, Allison raises her hand meekly to join in.
I took that class last semester. A big part of the finals is about exploring the fundamentals in your own way.
What, like actual art? So what's the textbook even for?
That's an excellent question. I asked that about every single college class I took. Is like, why did I pay like $100 for this book that the teacher told us we're not going to open? Seems a little stupid. I've barely known Caprice for an hour, but if anything happens to him, I will kill everyone in the room and then myself. You know, that might be one of the best memes to ever come from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's so true. Caprice is precious. Oh, we don't have books in college over here. That's so not fair. All the books were mandatory to get before you can go into the classes, and they're part of like what you have to pay, and then we're told, hey, you don't actually have to open any of those. It's like, come on. Probably a 50-50. Yeah, you know, I was trying to be a little bitter there, but you know, it's also hard to stay mad at you, so I understand. I don't, all art is actual art. I don't have college. What do you mean you don't have a college? I did tell you that semester was also like, oh yeah, you did tell me that. I think in my brain, I tried to like make myself feel better about it, so I tried to like inflate that number up to like, it was at least 1,000, right? That's what Tracy told me. No, it's 125 USD. What one of our college books are for some stupid reason. I will be paying off those 2 semesters of college for the next like 5 years. It's great. I love it. I love capitalism.
It'll be fun. You'll see. What's gonna be your focus, Allie?
I was thinking of trying to get into sculpting or something this semester.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Branching out is important.
Caprice emphasized drawing so much coming into this. Yeah, Caprice emphasized, I cannot read, drawing so much coming into this. I hadn't really considered that this club bothers with other art forms. But then the Fine Arts Club at our school, which I don't even have a chance to consider joining instead of this one, probably covers just about every form of art there is.
I've been trying some new brushes.
Wallace holds his phone up to show Eileen the screen. Allison curiously leans in to take a look too. I can't see it from my angle, but trying to get closer to steal a look doesn't feel right with how new I am to the circle.
Huh, not bad. But man, a tablet just doesn't feel the same as the real thing.
Oh, I agree. I so want to get into using an art tablet more, but it just feels so wrong. Not having the resistance of the paper throws me off so much. I'm not even close to college year still. I would recommend not going around and saying that on stuff like Twitch and YouTube. It's probably in your best interest to not do that. Most expensive one is that's the most expensive. That's, I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just glad that you like it's like better there. I'm glad that it's better there, cause mine was also considerably on the cheaper end of things, and it did not feel like it, which is was my main reason. Thank you so much for that, Tracy. Which was one of my main motivators to get out of college. So I think all of us getting annoyed at Caprice, probably just a little bit. They're probably just like, yeah, I kind of wanted to like study and like get through this class, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. And like everything that Caprice is saying is like, I don't think it's getting all of like any reassurance. So
I'm sure you'd be great once you got used to it.
I'm sure you would. As for me, I don't think I could ever go traditional. No undo. I don't know how you do it.
Okay, that's the one nice part of using the drawing tablet, is that instead of erasing, if you make a mistake, you just click a single button. Whatever the last thing you're doing, gone instantly. It's so, if I could somehow put an undo button on like my actual like drawing pads, like my actual like sketchbooks, that would be beautiful. Message retracted. Oh no, what did you say? Fair. Yeah, having the undo button is one of life's greatest pleasures. Also, I like that I asked you what you said when you retracted your message, as if retracting your message doesn't mean that you didn't want it out there. I understand. I understand. While drawing the Hannah and Celine refs, I deadass went, how do you undo on paper? It sucks. The only way to undo on paper is to erase. And I'm such... Listen, when I'm looking at other people's arts, even if like there are like noticeable, like, I guess like quote unquote like flaws, like however you want to put like I'm like, oh wow, this art's still so beautiful, and like just adds to like the style. But if I ever even notice the tiniest like thing that I don't like about my art, it has to get erased. I'm so anal about it. So it just ends up being a huge smear by the end. Oh yeah, did I ever show those to you? You showed me the stuff for like the title screen, I believe. You sent me references for that, I believe, and we talked about that for a little bit. But if you're like sending references for like the actual characters, I do not think that you showed me those, but I would love to see them. Just become a reality warper. Oh, you're so right. Why did I just think of that? Let me just go get some souls really quick. Sent you their outfit designs. Hang on. I'm gonna take a little peeksy poo at them then. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Get out of here, YouTube video. I don't want to watch you right now. Oh, their outfits are adorable, especially Celine's. Oh, I love that. That's great. Yes, can I join? Sorry, it's a little private. So, oh wait, did you mean did you mean in getting the souls? I thought you meant looking at the outfits. You know, we could make like a road trip out of it. We could just go around and like collect some souls that way, you know? I actually had quite a handful of subtle details in their designs, even if they won't actually be seen in game. That'll be cool though, like once like you're like on the title screen after you're like introduced to the characters though, and being able to like look at their designs, like look for like little hidden things in them. That'd be really cool.
That's why we practice.
I'll just stick to digital. Thanks.
Eileen, the traditionalist, Wallace, the digital artist, and Allison, the experimentalist. Regardless of everything else, I could have done a lot worse in this variety if I was looking for help. As for Caprice... What does Caprice do? That's such a valid question. Do you want to give Weed souls? Well, I mean, like, if it comes down to some bonding time with your homies, I think giving him a couple souls is worth it. It's fine. It's fine. Want to know the main one that I'm really proud of? Yes, please give me the deets. I can't draw, but it's still art. Listen, as long as, like, my thought on it is, like, it sort of depends, like, where you want it to be. Like, if it's just, like, something you enjoy doing, and that's all you, like, do it for, then, like, that's all it needs to be. You know, it doesn't need to be, like, a masterpiece where you still, like, enjoy making it, essentially. And it still is art, so I do agree with that. I've seen some quick sketches of hers in class, but I'd like to assume there's more to her than that. I guess it won't hurt to ask.
Hey, what kind of art do you do?
She gives me a mischievous smile.
Oh, are you curious?
Not for long.
That was the best reply. She playfully taps my arms.
Oh, don't be like that. I made the posters and flyers for our club, of course. You saw some of my best work at the fair.
Are those her best examples? The posters were eye-catching, but they felt like technique had been swapped out with raw energy while creating them. I guess that's subtly on brand for her, suitably on brand for her, but I'm not sure if pure energy and willpower are enough to help me brute force the actual technical know-how needed for a passing grade. Oddly though, those worries leave me briefly when taking in the pride and excitement she had when talking about them.
I can show you more during the next club meeting if you want.
Sure.
But only if you have something to show me in return.
I haven't even started yet and she's already giving me homework? The thought alone of going home tonight and drawing something as simple as a straight line to present embarrasses me senseless, nevertheless.
I'll try.
Art is only fun if you enjoy it. Yeah. I don't think you, unless like you're somehow incredibly, amazingly, Oh, I love this act card. That's awesome. Unless you're like somehow just like super supremely gifted at it, you can make money off of it like a ton without like enjoying any of it. Then I guess you do that. But even then, I do believe in trying to do what you love for work, even if it's something like simple, I guess. But yeah, no, I agree. It actually makes sense for Olive to use so many words. Yeah, just being a little worried there. It does check out with them. Weren't they part of the writing club after all? So they were in an alternate timeline. We've gone back. We're doing an alternate path. Last route was the writing club, and then this route is the art club. So it's just a different take on the same story. All right, I gotta get ready for this one. So Celine started to tie her hair up when she started transitioning because she wanted to force herself to be more of an outgoing person, but she still covers her forehead with her bangs because she's still a little afraid of people. And related, but her cardigan is covering part of her heart pattern in her shirt because even if she shows most of it, she still can't get herself to fully open up about her fear. I love making characters. So that's an awesome little detail to have in, because as soon as you were like talking about like the cardigan covering part of the heart, I was like, oh, that's what that means. Oh, that's awesome. Like I love like subtle little character like telling in like designs and stuff like that. That's awesome. Oh, different universe makes sense. Yeah, exactly. It's a different timeline essentially. Again, just think the same events just from a slightly different perspective of if all have made just a different choice. But really quick, I'm going to take a quick break, like 10-20 seconds, to send a quick text, and then I'm going to take my pills, and then we can keep on going for a little bit longer. There we go. Did that. Now time for the sweet, sweet pills that definitely don't make me see strange things when I wake up in the middle of the night. I've still been trying to manifest, and it's still not working. It's still mostly just spiders or people breaking into the house, stuff like that. It's not a good time. Oh. Can you guys hear me swallowing, by the way? I've never actually checked if you guys can, like, hear when I'm drinking or how that sounds for you guys. Hannah's hoodie is yellow because it's just beyond eye-catching. It's made out of light-reflecting material. This is just so she doesn't have to risk getting run over if she's ever outside at night. That's really cool. And again, it's one of those things where, like, when it comes to like her situation, I was like, oh, I never even thought of like how she'd have to navigate going around at night, because obviously like with like if you can see, you're just like, oh, there's like the bright lights, you know where all the cars are, like yada yada, that kind of stuff. It's important because she's always known exactly where she goes, like out on her own so much. So it's like, yeah, of course she needs something like that. That just makes so much sense. And okay, because I was thinking like, I know that a lot of people don't like to hear the sound of like swallowing, especially stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I feel really bad if you guys can just hear me swallowing all the pills. I feel really bad about that. Random D&D campaign. I don't care if you don't play. No, I love D&D. You're a group of wizards during the witch trials. That would be interesting. Yes, you can hear it. Hang on, I'm getting conflicting information right now. I don't know who to trust. I was told yes, and then I was told no. But that would be an interesting idea to do. Specifically if we were playing as like, yeah, like witches and wizards at that time, and just like what would be like the goal of the campaign, just to like survive it. It'd kind of be like playing like the video game Salem, but instead of just being like, no, I'm not the witch, you're actually like role playing it. That'd be awesome. Because my favorite part of D&D is like the role play. Like I do enjoy like the combat, and like specifically if people are like willing to get like really creative and into it. But like my favorite part is just like the role playing and like telling stories with friends, that kind of stuff. I can't wait to make STH real. I'm so freaking excited for it. I am too. And I feel like getting like the commissions done is going to make it just feel so much more real for you, because you're going to be like, these are the characters. These are my characters. Oh my gosh. So hold up, flower, weeds cooking. Yeah, weeds cooking with that idea. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it all come together. It's going to be so cool. My last class of the day passes in a blur. I don't think I could honestly say what the topic was about, but since it was just computer literacy, it probably didn't matter anyway. So true, bestie. I learned so little in that class. Diverting myself from my usual course towards the bike racks, I head towards the art building on the other side of campus. I try not to bump into the streams of people leaving or entering the campus, either escaping towards home or hurriedly rushing to their clubs, but it's a fruitless endeavor. It's been 2 weeks since the art club orientation / pizza party. Since then, the meetings have been more scattershot than I had expected. Both times Caprice either left early or rescheduled at the last minute for another day. In the end, it doesn't affect me too much since we trade notes in class. Also, I just had this thought of like, how does this look with my border? I think it looks so funny having the border, the frame around it when like the screen goes all small on that us like that. My biggest, most ambitious objective is that the story gets to reach blind people who can read it and feel seen in a positive manner. That's like one of the important parts of like representation and stuff like that, of like having like diversity, is like hoping it can like somehow like get to and reach the people, you know? Like that, like the story is kind of about, so then like it helps them feel seen, because this is gonna like to make it all about me. After going through the injuries I have, this is gonna be such a terrible example, but there's a book out there. It's a huge book talk book called Fourth Wing that my friend requested that I read very heartily, so I agreed, as friends do for each other. And the main character in that book is someone who has a lot of the same issues I do. Obviously, like a very, very worse fantasy-related version of what I do. But like just a lot of like the same kind of symptoms. Like I was taking notes so that we could talk about it whenever we'd get together. And a lot of the notes I took in the beginning were just like, oh, I relate to that. I do the same thing. I have to do this, yada, yada, yada. It's like, I think that that's really cool. Okay, yapping overload. No, you can tell me about, like, you can say whatever you want here. You can say whatever you want. You don't have to worry about anything. You can't say smart without art, as that's what being smart is, an art. That's so deep, so deep. Poetry. It's applicable this time. Both times, Caprice either left early or rescheduled at the last minute for another day. In the end, it doesn't affect me too much since we both trade notes in class. Still, my worst fears about the club being so casual are coming true, and as I make my way towards the next meeting, a feeling of dread hangs over me.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, hi Haley. Lost in my thoughts, it takes me a minute to register when Haley calls out to me from a few steps behind.
Oh, hi.
Be more excited, Olive. Don't you know that that's Haley? Come on. Did he just say random motivational or deep thoughts like that all the time? Are you talking about to Reaper? Is that what you mean? Oh, look, how dare you say that about Haley? So close. So close. So close to getting ya. So close to having someone sent over to get ya. But you're fine for now, all right? Just no more sass and Haley, all right? No more sass and Haley. Unlike usual, Haley's headphones are already slung around her neck like she was expecting me.
Off to the art club?
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I'm not sure if it'll happen today or not.
It probably won't, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry to break the bad news.
Man, I really picked the wrong club, huh?
Haley's expression shifts to something slightly more emotive. Disappointed. When the only emotion she shows is disappointing or disappointment. I do like the red though. Yeah, she does have a very pleasant color scheme going on. I agree. In a way, Twofold is kind of my biggest inspiration for STH, so I'm curious if it has come across that way on what I've got so far. I think we even talked about that after I read like what you have done so far. You even talked about like how it's like paced, or I think that might have been in a stream about how it's like paced similarly, and I was like, yeah, it does come off like, again, the way I describe it is like it gives off like a similar vibe while still being it's very much so like its own thing essentially. So I think that you've done a good job with that.
No. Either choice has its own issues. The writing club is barely holding together too, since Darren left.
Oh great, Darren left instantly, immediately. Oh wow, you sound so cool with the voice. Listen, I don't know I had to add parentheses around cool. It's just true. She does sound so cool with that voice. How dare. Oh, again. Darren quitting isn't exactly a surprise considering the circumstances. Knowing him since high school helped to keep the atmosphere a bit more manageable overall. Being stuck between Heather and Millie is a pretty solid deal breaker. I look at Haley, who gives me a non-committal shrug. She looks almost as downtrodden as I feel.
I joined to help keep the numbers up, but there's no helping the attitude of the other members. Look, I know it's probably weird coming from me, but if you could give the art club an honest try, it'd really help me out.
To be fair, it does sound like all of it is giving the art club a solid try. It sounds like the art club isn't giving itself a solid try right now. Rip writing. Don't mention that witch, Heather. Not, you know, I'm slowly, for no particular reason, I feel like I'm becoming a Heather fan. You know, more of a Heather fan, I mean. Haley's voice is amazing. No, it truly is amazing. It's one of the best parts of the visual novel, along with just Haley in general. I'm not following, and Haley doesn't seem to mind if I do or not. I now know how to spell Haley. Did you not before? I mean, how could you not? She's only the most important character. I'm not following, and Haley doesn't seem to mind if I do or not.
Caprice is doing her best. She won't let you fail your semester. She's just got a lot going on lately.
I'll keep that in mind. What's going on exactly?
I shouldn't really be the one to tell you that.
Great. Haley puts on her headphones, clearly ending the conversation, or at least putting an end to any more questions.
I gotta go. See you.
Okay, but... and you're gone.
Oh, she's so cool. I'm still gonna misspell it to annoy it. Well, see, if you tell me that, it's not gonna be annoying, because now I know what you're up to. Haley turns a corner, out of sight, clearly in a rush to get somewhere. I rub my eyes, willing myself to not turn around and head home for the day. Whatever her reason, if Caprice is going to call off the club for today, I should at least show up to say I did. Walking down the hall and up the stairs, I try to repress whatever feelings of anxiety remain. I'm out of options, and there's no going back on my decision. This is my best bet. For better or worse, I need to make the most of it. Before I even reach the door, I can hear the muffled sounds of Caprice's energetic shouting. The people in this building really have to deal with this all the time, huh? Yeah, no offense, but at this point in the story, it really is none of Olive's business, lol. I would say my only thing to that is, it isn't any of their business, but it also makes sense to ask, and considering how insistent and demanding, well, I'll just leave it at insistent Caprice was to have them join the club. You know, you can understand the mounting frustration and desire to know why things are going awry. Okay, I'll admit I don't like Caprice's design. I mean, you know, that's fine. You're allowed to like or dislike whoever's design you want or don't want outside of Haley's, but you know, that's fine. It feels bad to say that, but they're just acquaintances. Yeah, we're not at that point yet in the story. Haley is sus. Yeah, no, for sure. Haley is for sure sus. Although, out of the entire cast, probably the least sus? Question mark? I open the door as quietly as I can.
Experimentation! Let it flow through you. Let the medium speak to you.
Okay, well, no. Here's the difference, Weed. You were doing it out of spite and anger and hatred, and you were attacking them as people, you know? And you tried going after Haley, which is just no. Reaper just very politely said that they just don't like Caprice's design. There's a difference. It's all about delivery.
Sounds suspiciously like a free study period.
Well, that's exactly what it is. You have to fly the nest sometime.
When I close the door, it closes with an audible click, loud enough to make Caprice's head turn like a cat who just spotted a mouse.
Olive, welcome. You're late.
That is a great way to describe Caprice.
Caprice, thank you. Sorry.
Up at the front desk, art supplies are scattered all over the desk. Everything from paint tubes to crayons to glitter glue.
Did I interrupt you?
Yes, with perfect timing, too. Come sit.
I'm good.
Please stay standing, yes.
Whoa, what a cold response. Did you have a bad day?
I'm having a bad afternoon.
Per usual.
Huh? I thought it's been pretty nice so far.
An Eileen bad is an average Joe's great.
That's the best way to describe Eileen. But I'm right? No. Simply incorrect. How? No, nope. Listen. Maybe if you hadn't attacked the whole and we're just, again, politely saying it about a single person, then we could talk about that. But when you go after the collective, then that's where I gotta step in and be like, no. Simply no. I don't think I could ever dislike a single design in an Alon or Bell House title. They're all bangers. See, I like to think that I'm very unbiased. Like, let's say if they put out like a design and I was like, ugh, that's ugly, then I'd probably be like, oh, I don't really like this design for, like, you know, yada yada reasons, like explain it. But like, of all the designs I've seen so far, I also don't dislike a single one. So I'm right there with you. I like some more than others, but not a single one has made me say I dislike it. Yeah, that's like, I think that on like average, they're good to like incredible. Like look at Wallace. Like, he's just kind of like a guy, but there's nothing like about his design that I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, I like looking at him and his face and his big old bushy beard. I like him. So that's how I feel about it. Allison giggles and Eileen closes her eyes in possibly mock frustration. Even if she is sincerely upset, it melts away instantly as Allison shuffles closer to her, muttering something about her dinner plans for later. Wallace is an incredible design. He's just a chill dude. Bro is built. That's kind of what I was getting at. Like, he's a simple design because he is just a chill dude, but he still manages to like look really good. Like, there's nothing about him that I'm like, that's weird or that looks wrong. And yeah, no, bro is built. He's like 2 of Olive. So probably like 3 Caprices in there. So he's a built thick. Give it an honest try. Well, Haley, here goes nothing.
So, what's with the table? Something about a free period? I was actually hoping to review the lecture from last week.
The best little giggle. A scary glint catches in Caprice's eyes as she pulls her hat down slightly, shadowing her face.
You walked right into my trap. Last week's lecture was all about artistic choices. Why does an artist choose dry media over wet? A 2D painting over a 3D sculpture?
Oh no. Yeah, I was thinking of Wallace. I was still stuck on Wallace. I apologize. They fell for her trap card. Oh no. He's like Alex Y2K if he was awesome. I don't know who that is. You don't trust that laugh? How could you not trust that laugh? That was a laugh of pure wholesomeness, benevolence, everything, all of the above. I need to... Alex... Y... Oh! Oh, wait. I think I just... Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. I think I see what you mean. I don't know who this character is. What is this from? A postmodern RPG. Okay. But you know what? I do like my boy Wallace more. I do. Womp. They triggered my trap card. Trust me, I know what a sadistic laugh is. That's one.
I'm not really understanding this second time around either.
Don't play Y2K, it's awful. What's awful about it? Oh no. Because I was looking, I was like, oh, this art kind of has like a charm to it. Maybe it'd be something worth checking out. But what's wrong with it? What's the details?
A true Renaissance artist was experienced in many forms of art.
Each and every medium has unique capabilities. The best thing to do to understand these artists is do.
Putting her hands on her hips, Caprice looks at all of us like a captain at the helm of a ship, unwavering to the rocky waters ahead.
I have things to do today, so it's up to Olive, you, to support each other. Mostly Olive.
What? You're leaving?
I know Haley told me to expect it, but it's hard to not be disappointed all the time. All the same. Caprice turns to me, bowing her head and lowering her voice to speak to me directly.
I'm really sorry. I'm not usually flaky. I just have some family stuff to do. It is really good practice, though. Try out a few things here and see how you feel. It'll give you some insight into the strengths and weaknesses of different forms. You've been drawing different cacti and plants, right? Try doing that, but in a way you haven't yet.
That's such vague advice, Caprice. I appreciate it dearly.
I'll give it a shot. I guess.
That's the spirit!
Caprice's phone buzzes in her pocket. She takes a moment to glance at the screen. Her smile wavers slightly, and when she returns it to its place. Anyways, we're good. Her voice has lost just a bit of its excited edge.
Well, I'm up. Have a good time, everyone. Wallace, would you mind locking up my stuff when you guys leave?
Sure. Take care.
See ya, Caprice.
Eileen has already turned to her own bag, obviously ignoring the prompt for today as she takes out tubes of paint and well-used brushes. Caprice gives 2 thumbs up and hops out of the room, taking out her phone and dialing as she goes. Hey god, so I have conflicting opinions. Wait, Y2K is amazing. Amazingly terrible. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. That's how bad it is. The art is amazing. The aesthetics are immaculate. Unfortunately, it has some serious issues in writing. Like serious, distasteful, serious. Oh, like it's just like super problematic, like that type of thing. Okay, yeah, then I might just be better off not playing it. Caprice is more vague than people trying to help you without spoiling or giving away the answers. Yeah, somehow she's less helpful than that. It's too late. I forgot to ask her about the notes she was going to lend me. I'll have to call her later and see if she'll be up to share them before the weekend. With a sigh, it looks like I'll have to figure this out myself. I take a look at the supplies at the table, trying to figure out exactly what to exactly try.
Olive.
Hey, Allison.
I don't think I've heard my name so many times in one day. A weird thought that I push aside for now.
I know it seems like a lot, but it's a really fun segment. I remember it from last year. Caprice brought in what she could, but if you want to try sculpting, just let me know. I have some extra clay with me.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. They said thanks for the offer. Allison gives me a reassuring smile, without another word, likely to give me time to think. She takes her own supplies off to a table next to Eileen. That just leaves Olive and the Goat. Olive and the Goat. It used a real-life kidnapping and murder case as a romantic plot. I won't say more. Yeah, because when I was just reading like it used a real-life kidnapping and murder, I was gonna be like, it kind of depends like your view of like how stuff is used like that, because like a lot of like especially like classic horror movies take inspiration from like real life cases. Granted, they're very, very slim inspirations, like only like the slightest of connections, so like it kind of depends on your view on that. But as a romantic plot, that's really gross. That even that is incredibly distasteful. Girl gets kidnapped, bro goes like, dude, that was my soulmate, I gotta save her. Huh. Well, I understand wanting to look to history and real life for inspiration for your stories. A lot of writers do that, but they tend to do more tasteful things. Like they'll like do like very broad subjects. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, we're gonna do like the fall of the Roman Empire, but as fantasy, a thing that happened like a bajillion and a half years ago approximately. Okay, you can't do that. Yeah, no, you can't just do that. They hadn't exchanged a single word yet. That's weird. That's weird. I just don't like, just if that's what you want to do, just do that. You don't need to actually like take from a real life case for something like that. Granted, I don't even understand why you'd want to do that plot specifically, but I guess to each their own. Still very odd. Especially since like, considering it looked like a very modern like setting, I'm guessing it was like a more of a recent crime, you know? Like some people like take like Jack the Ripper as like inspiration for stuff. But those were like, that was things that happened like, what, like, wasn't it like 300 years ago, 200 years ago, something like that? Not something like very recent, you know? Like that's really bad. kidnap romance storyline. Yeah, well, like, the difference between that and Beauty and the Beast is that Beauty and the Beast isn't, like, based off of, like, a real thing, essentially. That would be the key difference. As my eyes fall over to Wallace, he meets my gaze evenly. I notice he doesn't have a single thing with him in the way of art. Instead, his usual tablet and laptop combo. He's holding a notebook and a ballpoint pen.
I'm not drawing today, so I won't be much help.
No worries. Do you have an art block or something?
Far from it.
He gestures with his notebook, as if I'm supposed to glean some important information from just the cover. All it says is, rough, in poor handwriting on the cover. What is that even supposed to mean?
I'm going to be planning out the next chapter of my comic.
Oh, he does a comic? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. The goat for real.
Without drawing?
Well, yeah, you got to do like the script for it and everything before you like, and figure out like the layouts and everything before you can actually just draw it.
I need to write it before I can draw it.
Exactly.
I don't know if it'll count in your case, but it's pretty easy to do if you get in the headspace for it.
I see. Thanks.
Wallace steps away to a nearby table, opening his notebook and taking out a pack of index cards. Even from here, I can see the cards have a lot of writing on them. Something to reference as he goes, maybe? Well, the options are all here. I just have to pick one. Free study, huh? Oh, is this how you, like, pick, like, the friendship route this time? Unironically, if the game didn't have a story, it'd be insanely good. Combat was inspired by Mother 3, so if you do your inputs along to the rhythm, you deal more damage. That... See, and stuff like that, like, does, like, again, like, the aesthetics were cool with good gameplay. I'm like, that's all I need, because, like, for me, when it comes to specifically games, the story, unless it's, like, a super story-focused game, stuff like Undertale, then I don't really care too much about the story. But, like, if a story's that bad, then it's just, like, ooh, that's icky. That's gross. Choose Wallace, that's how I was leaning. Again, if it wasn't for the fact that we already had an entire game to Eileen, I'd pick her. I do love her a lot. She's great, but we didn't get enough Wallace time, so I want to do that one. Also, I love that they all just turn into cactuses whenever you go over one of them. That's awesome. But regardless, I will still put in a save right here. There we go. Well, yeah, we'll draw with Wallace. Unfortunately, the idea of trying to pick up another new skill on top of everything else I've had to learn about art in the past few weeks just feels too daunting. Just to show I tried, I end up taking a pack of different weighted pencils? They all look the same, but each is adorned with a different number and letter. Heading over to where Wallace sits, I plop down next to him and take out my own notebook.
You give up easy?
It's more that I know my limits. I don't have the brain space for anything else right now. I get what she's saying, and I will give it a shot. Just not today.
Fair enough. Before you got here, Caprice was making sure we knew how hard you've been pushing to pass. Taking it easy isn't so bad once in a while.
She said that? I feel a heat rise to my face in embarrassment. As much as I'd like to downplay it, it seems Caprice is really taking my situation to heart.
So what? Want to play for the other side today? Try your hand at writing a comic out?
I guess I could do that. It's not really any different than a short story, right?
Wallace smiles a bit to himself.
Sure. Go ahead and write it out. I'll take a look at it after.
Everything about that sentence sets off alarm bells in my head. Whatever I said is so terribly wrong that he doesn't even want to entertain it. I consider asking him, but he's already turned back to his own notebook. I sneak a peek at the page he's working on, some sort of bulleted list, but he quickly notices my cheating and adjusts just enough to obscure it from my view. The only way out is through. Then I start writing out a small story.
All done?
I think so.
A simple story, honestly. A young student has a dying houseplant and tries everything to save it.
Caretaker ran to and fro, bringing water and sunshine, only to realize what the plant needed all along was love.
Please don't read it out loud.
Oh, look at that evil look on his face. That is the evil and intimidating goat right there. Oh, my lord. I don't know anything about a good story structure, but it's a safe answer after all.
I guarantee it won't be any less mortifying when you have to draw it out, page by excruciating page. So, how many pages will it be?
All I need is love. Yeah, you know, the exact same love for sure.
Probably the same as the script, right?
Try tenfold. It's a nice story, but without any dialogue, you'll need the visuals to carry it home. No exposition, no purple prose. Just a student and their houseplant.
The scale of it dawns on me. Each page having its own composition, the amount of expressions I need to draw, figuring out the pacing.
This isn't the writing club. You'll need to write it out in a different format to make sense if you ever pass your script off to an artist to draw. All of this to say, if Caprice were here, you'd have failed.
Okay, but they also weren't really given any lessons. That's not really fair. Apparently Toby Fox made a song for Y2K, and the OST gets praised a lot because it's legit super good. See, if I didn't have that story, it sounds like it'd be a great time. And, you know, it has a Toby Fox song in there, and the entire Undertale soundtrack slaps so hard, like, that it just sounds like so good, but so terrible. Wallace is amazing. Wallace is the GOAT, again, the true GOAT. As my brother would say, he shows up on screen, aura farms, then leaves. You know, I know that a lot of people try to aura farm, and you know what, I fall right into it every time. Regardless of what their intent is, I'm just like, but they're sick though, but they're so cool. Like Wallace, he falls into that perfect, or Haley. Haley is an incredible aura farmer, but she pulls it off so well. Back to the drawing board then. I sigh, dejected over the next hour. Wallace shares his notes with me, each and every page going right over my head. I don't see the aura. Okay, well, it's not... Are you talking about like a tangible aura? Like a Dragon Ball aura? That type of thing? Because I was meaning a slightly different kind of aura, you know? Oh, also, we're at the aquarium now. That's fun.
Oh, look! A sea turtle!
I need some water. Hang on. Also, that is going to be where we end for the night. And I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry too much about rating tonight. Just because every other time I've tried it, it's been a disaster, and I just probably need to get going real soon. And by real soon, oh, I don't want to save over that. No, I don't want to save over that. No. Nope. Oh, well, what just happened? What's going on? What got redeemed? To hydrate. Okay. There we go. Please scroll up in chat. Oh yeah, I'll scroll up in the general chat to see the Spanish Twofold comic. I'll absolutely do that because I do want to see it. But yeah, no. So I think it's so funny. Every single time we try to raid into somebody, either I misspell the name because I'm so tired and I don't realize it until after, or we raid into someone who is ending or right about to end. I think it's so funny. Our luck is so impeccable. So tonight I was like, you know what? Since I gotta go early, we're just not gonna worry about it tonight. So we're not gonna do it again. Have some more? Wait, you didn't redeem it again though. Oh, you're saying that because I just took a sip and then you made me hydrate. I get it. I don't see the aura with Haley. Oh, well then you just don't have good taste. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to tell you. Listen, again, if you're doing the other characters, then you're fine. But Haley, one time you did it right was during the Bellflower relay. Hey, no. I got you guys into a good Monster Hunter stream one time. Is that the only success we've had in raiding since I've come back to streaming? I think it is. I think it is. And this is what, like, week number 6 of streaming, and we've only gotten one success. That's insane. Yeah, I think the time before that, it was I mean, okay, there has to have been one more that time, but yeah, you know what? I pulled off the Bellflower relay impeccably. I don't know how I did it there, but we did it. Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be if during the relay I raided into the wrong thing? Like I spelled the name wrong of who we were raiding into? Oh, that'd be so funny though. I think I raided into Rat that day, And so I could easily see myself misspelling that by accident and just not doing it right. That's awesome. I remember that very well. I won, I think technically I won twice when we were doing the draws. Because everyone was like, yeah, you should put your name, and you should put your name, and yada, yada, yada. And then I was telling the story of, like, how I never win any of these kinds of things. And then I won it twice. It was a great time. But yeah, with that being said, again, I think I'm actually going to do, hang on, let me do a thing. I spelled it wrong. See, I'm glad we're not rating into anything right now. Yeah, I just wanted to pull up stuff to make sure everything is right. Like, yeah, so remember, so if you guys want to be here for the Bellflower collab tomorrow, again, it's going to be over on Leary's channel at 8 a.m. MDT. It's going to be a ton of fun. I hope to see anyone who could make it there. I understand that for some people it's going to be like really, really early in the morning, so if you can't make it, I totally understand, but it'd be really cool to see everyone there if you can make it. And then for next week, we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled time with Twofold on our Wednesdays and Undertale going back on to Thursdays. And I'm hoping that we could finish the pacifist run in the next one. I am slightly doubtful, but we'll do our best. We're going to try for it. That's going to be the plan. And I'm going to also try and start working in some other things outside of just Undertale and Twofold, just because as much as I do love I've loved doing these, I want to start doing a few more things. So there are some things in the works right now and some other things. I was going to say there are some things in the works right now and some other things on the way, but those are kind of the exact same thing. But yeah, just some things that I'm excited to do coming up in the future, and I hope that it all works out. But I think that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye-bye!